Do you struggle to find time with working out? And have you seen little to no results while working out? Well, today I'm here to introduce you to CrossFit. Recently, I have become a father to a beautiful baby daughter, and I found myself not having enough time or making enough time to work out. As well as when I do have the time, I see little to no results as well for myself with more traditional workouts. I will be discussing three important topics today that have to do with CrossFit. One of them being the categories within CrossFit and what is CrossFit, the benefits of CrossFit, and at the end I'll be discussing more along the lines of safety and weightlifting. So more on the lines of the different categories of CrossFit, my first one's going to be cardiovascular and respiratory endurance. What is cardio or respiratory endurance? To say it simply, it's more of whole body movements, which consist of moderate to high movements. Some can be running, rowing, swimming, and or cycling. There's many more to it. Within CrossFit, you don't really have to find too much of that, just because a lot of it is built within each of its workouts or sessions, or multiple sessions, depending on how far you're into CrossFit within itself. Next is powerlifting. Powerlifting is more based on strength and strength building. Typically, these lifts or these the things you're doing within CrossFit, usually is between 1 and 5 repetitions. It's very short and it's very quick, but what it allows it to do is to allow you to build muscle very fast or lift weight very fast. And so usually it helps with, setting goals or having PRs, which are like personal records and stuff like that. And so, but this also revolves around, body, bone mass, bone strength, and all that good stuff. Next, we are going to discuss accuracy lifts. Accuracy lifts can be a little bit more complex, meaning complex in the way you do them, just because with accuracy, I like to use the term of the word or what the word means. Accuracy meaning correctness or rightness. And so typically within CrossFit, they're looking for more clean, efficient workouts or lifts more so, not necessarily workouts, but you can say workouts throughout the entire thing. Now with accuracy lifts, I will further discuss this as well, but you have ego lifting or improper knowledge of lifting, and so people do this quite often. But with accuracy lifts, it does help create better habits and refrain from ego lifting or improper lifting, which of course can later on create health problems or more like muscle and bone problems. Now we're gonna move on to my second point, which is benefits of CrossFitting. My biggest one, again, with respiratory being very important, you have heart health. Your heart does a lot with pumping blood throughout your system, and overall, it needs oxygen in order to do what it needs to do. Now, cardio allows that to be a thing, because with cardio is with the more blood that flows around your body, the better your body functions. As well with heart health, I like to discuss lung health, because your heart and lung kind of go hand in glove together. Most people don't know that your lungs are actually receiving the oxygenated blood and pumping it through your heart. Your heart has a whole bunch of valves that kind of just circulate where your blood flows, and so, but the lung is doing a lot more of the work as far as getting the oxygen that your body needs. Now we have boost or building strength through powerlifting. Now, not necessarily powerlifting, but it could be weightlifting in general. Typically with weightlifting, sometimes you set goals, but overall what you're doing is building muscle. When you build a certain amount of muscle, or over time you build muscle, your bone density actually changes over time, because what happens is your bones need to support the muscles that you're building. And as well as like some people like larger or more pronounced muscles, you could also do that or add that as more of a benefit for you. But it depends on what you're looking for as far as working out with CrossFit. My next discussion is going to be joint mobility or enhance joint mobility. Um, Joint mobility is very important, especially when you get older in life. It is something that some people, when they get older, they struggle day to day. But as you have better lifting habits and you know more understanding of how you should lift, it definitely goes good on your joints. Um, the best way for me to explain this is that improper lifting actually creates more strain on your joints, as well as muscle. But with accuracy lifting, it definitely helps you understand where your body needs to move in order to build up that muscle, and as well as uh, it has you do less in order to gain more. The basic way of saying it. Now we're going to move on to basic safety of weightlifting. Now this doesn't have to do with CrossFit in general. This has to do with overall weightlifting, and so I usually just try to add this in whenever I discuss anything with health or weightlifting in general. The biggest thing for me is going to be the importance of proper weightlifting. Some people misunderstand that or feel like lifting a weight can be as easy as just picking something up, and so. But the main thing for me is that when you're improperly lifting things, it can lead to detrimental body issues, back issues, ligament problems, and even bone health, depending on what you do and how you do it. If you don't have the right knowledge, again, uh, proper lifting techniques do support better results, just because you understand where you're trying to focus the lift at. Another one for me is ego lifting. You see this time and time again in the gym. It doesn't necessarily be with CrossFit, but with ego lifting, typically it's more along the lines of like, if I know I can't lift 500 pounds, I'm not going to lift 500 pounds, but there's someone that will lift 500 pounds knowing they can't do it. It's very dangerous. It's just not necessary to gain what you want. Maybe for them it might be, but at the end of the day, it's not worth you hurting yourself or others around you within the gym. And so, same with CrossFit. If you can't lift it, don't do it. Um, the one thing that could help with this is, for me, I always recommend finding a trainer. If you're new or if you've been doing this for a while and you're just kind of confused on where you want to be in life, or if you haven't been seeing enough results for yourself, definitely find a trainer. Typically most gyms that you sign up for, they have a trainer or you could schedule a trainer for yourself. And so I would say try doing that and see where it takes you. Maybe you might learn something new. Maybe. But overall, I think there's many benefits to CrossFit overall within time. Different lifestyles. It still allows you to do it, and especially time. You don't need much to do CrossFit. And there's a whole bunch of different categories within CrossFit, whether it's cardiovascular health, like I've discussed, strength training, or overall body health. You can fit that into anything, as well as the benefits. It could also, like I've already discussed, respiratory health, heart health, building strength. It could, if you want to lose weight, you could lose weight. If you want to lean out, meaning have more defined muscle tone and more. There's a lot to it. But the most important thing is for me, I would say this is more along the lines of safe lifting, but safe lifting. Avoid ego lifting. It's not necessary. You can get far with little weight than you will with a lot of weight. But again, if you have certain goals, definitely push for them, but don't over push your body. It's just not worth it. And then again, look for a trainer if you need to. I think it's good to have knowledge or new knowledge, and just have the information to live safely and more properly. But yeah, thank you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or contact me through my D2L